Hi, hello, and welcome to a new episode of Release. I'm your host, Adriana, and I'm so honored and grateful that you've taken the time to listen to what I have to say. And today, I want to talk about surrender and allowing the universe to work, even if you don't know how it's going to work, just accepting that things are going to work out because the universe has your best interest at heart at all times. So, I haven't done this in a while, but I'm going to start this episode with a little story. So, I have worked at the same place for about a year and a half. Yeah. And when I started, I told myself that I was only going to spend a year there. And of course, things happen and I ended up spending longer. My goal, well, not really my goal, but I was in school while I was working at that place. So I had envisioned working there until I graduate and then looking for a job over the summer and hopefully being able to have a job in my field. And that didn't happen, which is cool, whatever. But the universe had been giving me signs that I was supposed to leave that job. And I was sort of, brushing it off, kind of being like, oh, until I get another job, like it's not that bad. At least I'm getting paid, and that "at least I'm getting paid" phrase is, it makes me sick to think about it because the job was not paying me what I deserved. I was doing all of the roles. Like, it's just, you're just being overworked. Like, if you've ever worked in food, you know that you are playing so many roles at once and you are getting underpaid for it. So last summer is when I guess the first incident of the universe making it apparent that it was time for me to leave. So I was cutting something up and I almost chopped my thumb open because the knives are very, very, very sharp. And yes, I know how to use a knife. It was just, I was cutting up a bunch of cilantro and I don't even know how it happened, but I cut my thumb. And I was in pain. And for some reason, I was, I guess, trying to make it easier for them. So I told them that I would stay for my shift, but like 30 minutes, not even 30, like 15 minutes later, I was like, I can't do this. I need to go. I need to go home. And of course, the universe always comes through. And I ended up getting paid for the entirety of the shift. And I worked like 2 hours. So fast forward, in the last month of me working there, like December, I realized that there were not only more people telling me about how they quit their jobs and they're happier, but I kept getting injured. Again, we have another knife incident. I'm also very clumsy. Let's keep that in mind. I accidentally stabbed myself with a knife. I got a bunch of burns. Like, it just wasn't faring well. Like, every single time I worked, I got injured. And of course, this was the universe's very loud way of finally telling me, babe, like, we gotta pack it up. Like, this is just not, it's obviously not working. Like, you're getting more harm than you're getting benefit from working here. So I think the last day I worked was Boxing Day. And on Boxing Day, I got this deep, deep feeling, like this really deep knowing that this would be my last shift. And I obviously didn't say it to anybody. I just sort of had my shift, whatever. And I worked on Boxing Day, and then 3 days later, I got very, very sick. Like, I don't know if I don't know what I was sick with, but I know there's a bug going around. I know it wasn't COVID, but there was this bug going around, like really, really bad. I was like, I wasn't like really getting out of bed. I was just rolling around. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. Like it was very, very, very bad. And within 3 days, the worst part of it passed. I was just like kind of coughing and sneezing after that. But let's say that I was scheduled on a Thursday. And Wednesday morning, I went to my mom and I basically broke down and I was like, I need to quit my job. I don't care what you say. I am going to quit my job. And the universe was very much on my side that day because she was like, okay, you just have to start looking for a job, which she knows that I am very, 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 I am hyper independent, which comes with being an only child of an only child. But I'm just very, very independent. So she knows that I am going to be looking for jobs. And she knows I've been searching for jobs since before I graduated, of course. So we have this talk, and she's like, okay. As I said, she's like, okay, as long as you're looking for a job. And I don't know if this happens to you, but I can go talk to my mom for like 5 minutes, or I go ask her a simple question. And that question evolves into a 2.5 hour conversation. So whatever, my mom and I are talking for a few hours, and I go to my phone to go message the manager, and I see that she already messaged me, and she was like, can you work tonight? And tonight being a closing shift, which means that I would be leaving work at like 10:30, which means that I probably wouldn't be getting home until like 11, 12, which is already brutal. And we're not even going to get into that. So I told her, I was like, no, I can't work. And actually, I quit. Whatever. That is done with. Cool. So Thursdays are usually payday. And I was expecting to not get paid because I really hadn't worked that week. But I actually ended up getting paid twice. And I was like, okay, universe, like, I get it. I should trust you. I should surrender. I should allow you to work. And if you say move, I need to move regardless of if I know what's coming next. So I get paid twice, as I said. And we know I have written my book of poetry, and a a friend of an acquaintance reached out to me to buy one of my books. Okay? So the universe is showing me that they will provide for me no matter what. So that's already 3 times that I've gotten paid since I've left this job. And it's not about the amount of money, because, like I said, this job wasn't paying me what I deserved. Not we, but there are so many industries that are grossly underpaid, and food is definitely one of them. So I'm like, okay, cool. And then there happened to be a climate action payment that was like $100 something. Also got paid. And then somehow I had like some residual payments. I guess I worked like an extra day past payday in the last week, which I don't know how, but I got paid like $40 from them. And it's not about the amount of money. It's just about the fact that the universe is showing me that I am so abundant, and money is everywhere, and money is energy. And I need to just align with the energy of feeling worthy. And all of this to say that within that surrender, I had to begin honoring stillness. And I was given the gift of stillness while being ill. I had a lot of time to think. And I'm so grateful, even though I was in pain and I was feeling a little bit under the weather mentally as well, I was given stillness, which I am very, very, very grateful for. I always say that stillness, quiet, those are the languages of the divine. Because when you think about nature, right? Nature is predominantly pretty quiet. When there are any noises being made, all noises have purpose, right? So let's say that there are birds and they're making a specific noise because it's a mating noise or because they're in danger or whatever. But besides that, nature is pretty silent. So as we begin to think about honoring stillness and recognizing that the universe works through stillness, we also have to allow ourselves to be still and to listen and to apply whatever we have learned to that situation. So we all have an intuition, and the intuition is the gut feeling, right? It's when you listen to yourself, you know, okay, I'm feeling like I'm gonna take the long way home today. And then you find out that if you had taken the short way, there was a big 3-car pileup, or there was something that, whatever the case may be, there's something that the universe just allowed you to avoid. So in order for us to tune into our own inner stillness and our own intuition, it is key to give ourselves space to do that, right? We can't just always be go, 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 go. Like for me, I was like, okay, I need to leave this job because I know it doesn't suit me, but I'm like, okay, I'm going to apply to a million jobs, even jobs that I don't even want to do. Again, getting stuck in that, it's that capitalist mindset that, of course, I am unlearning a lot of that because we all grew up in this capitalist society, unfortunately. But there's so many things in capitalism, all of it, that are very misaligned with my own personal goals for my life and my own personal goals for my happiness. So every job that I applied to, I was rejected from. And I keep hearing it's starting to drive me wild because every time I keep hearing, like my dad says, apply to one job a day, or my mom, he says at least one job a day. He's like, if you apply to all of them, then somebody has to get back to you. I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. And my mom going on Indeed and being like, oh, they have this job, and if you apply to this job, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, I know that you guys mean well, but in my mind it's driving me insane because the universe has already told me, babe, you are supposed to have your own thing going on. You're supposed to have your own business. You're supposed to be generating income from your passions. You are supposed to be doing this thing on your own. And my dreams that exist for a future version of me do entail me running my own space and doing a lot of that, which I'm so excited to dive into. And my mom also keeps saying that I can't just start there. I have to build with a job. But the universe keeps blocking me. If the universe is blocking you from doing something constantly, if you are being blocked from what you think you're supposed to be doing, there's a reason. It's not because you're hated. It's not because the universe doesn't want to see you shine. It's because you are being blocked simply because that path is no longer viable for you. And there are so many other paths that we can take. But as humans, we have a lot of distractions going on. Our brains are thinking 24/7. We have people in our ears. We have our own conditioning. There's so much going on that affects our ability to think straight. That is why meditation and journaling are so important. And I'm not even going to front. I have been lacking on that recently because of my illness, or not even my illness, because of, I'm not even going to claim that, because of being sick for a little bit and other things going on in my mind and feeling really, really, really overwhelmed and experiencing like seasonal depression, and it all wrapped up in one. And basically, I have been trying to distract myself from all of that going on because it's a lot to handle all at once. Life is a lot to handle all at once. So do not feel ashamed or guilty if you feel overwhelmed. My love, we are all overwhelmed. We all feel overwhelmed one point or the other. So I just feel like things like meditation and journaling, which of course I have to get back to because it is a part of me being able to clean out a lot of the clutter and also to be able to receive messages that are aligned with me and what I want to do. Because as an overthinker, I'm always like, okay, there's this, but how do I get here? How do I do this? Why is this like this? And the universe doesn't want us to worry about the how, but just worry about the fact that it is happening. Like with me and the job, it wasn't about how I was going to make money. It was simply about me leaving because it wasn't aligned, and a lot of things started happening where the universe was like, go, go. This is not aligned with you. Go, 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 go. Right? And honestly, I feel, even though like quitting hasn't fixed my problems in any way, of course, I am still dealing with all the other things that life has to offer, but I'm still feeling a lot better and a lot lighter to know that I'm not doing this thing X amount of times a week and I hate it. I step in and I'm immediately sad. I see a customer and I'm upset, even though that's literally the point of the job. The people come in and you serve them. That's just how it works. Just not putting myself in unnecessary sadness, unnecessary grief for no reason. Yeah. Allowing myself to be free, even if it's not by society standards. Because daily I'm recognizing that society is falling. Capitalism is falling. All of these pedestals that we have created for all these things that we find really like necessary in society are all falling. There's so many people getting exposed. There's so many things happening because it's all falling, and trying to align yourself with a system or an ideology that was already that it will fall, period, that is already falling, will not benefit you as someone that wants to create newness. And as a person who believes in the new earth, in the sense, quote unquote, the new earth, the new age, the golden age, it's that things are going to start falling right back to how they used to be. People, as we already see, there's a rise in veganism, people going plant-based, because people are actually starting to see Mother Earth as a part of us and not just something that provides us with food, right? People are falling more into sustainability, and there are more people becoming entrepreneurs, and there are people that are finding their groove. And even when society tells them, oh no, you're not supposed to want this, and you have to have a job and you have to do this and blah blah blah, like I just don't see that for myself. And I think if you resonate with this, I think that's why the universe might be pushing us in the direction away from the straight line that society has given us. I can't imagine myself working a job that I don't like until I'm 65 and then kind of waiting to die. That's not how I see my life, and a lot of people have lived that life, and I have witnessed a lot of people get to that point in their life where it's just like, I have a job and money's coming, so I'm just gonna stay here, and I hate my job. And they take it out on everything else or everyone else around them, and they're miserable. But we are not supposed to live a life of misery. We are meant to be happy. We are meant to live a slow life. And capitalism is all about speed, speed, speed. And when we allow ourselves to do things like rest, or you call in sick when you feel like you just don't, like, mentally you can't do it, or telling your friends, I actually can't come out tonight with you guys because I just need a night to myself. Finding a way to allow yourself space and stillness and slowness really does help in a little bit of healing. Even if you don't see it, your inner child is thanking you. The you from a day ago is thanking you. Because now, when you rest, and now when you allow yourself to cater to your own needs, then the you of tomorrow is even better. The you of tomorrow is even more clear-minded. That's why a lot of people have daily meditations and daily journaling sessions, because it helps clear out the mind. And then the you of tomorrow, or the you of later in that day, is so much clearer and so much better as a person to be in, as a human, but also to be around. And yeah, it's all about allowing ourselves to see life not as a race, but more as a leisurely walk. More as we're walking in the field, and sometimes you come across a boulder, and sometimes, you can't always be walking in the field. Sometimes you're going to walk across some rocks, and sometimes it's not going to be as pleasant. Sometimes it's going to be winter, but it's just important for us to allow things to happen. But as we allow them to happen, we stop asking how this is going to end or when this is going to end. But if it feels heavy, holding on to it, if it feels like a roller coaster, and if it feels slow, we don't try to speed it up. We just allow ourselves to go as slow as the universe wants us to go. And in divine timing, we will get to where we need to go. Yeah, that's all I have to say for today. Thank you guys so much for listening. And I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye.